Welcome to GTM here at Alliance Open House. I am your host, Rick. We are doing some interviews with, first off, Sarah from Renegade Game Studios here to talk to us about what is this game we've got here.
This is Raiders of the North Sea, and it is the second part of a trilogy, actually. It's the North Sea Saga series. And this one is really fantastic. It just was nominated for the Spiel des Jahres of this year for the Kennerspiel Award, and it is a really unique worker placement game.
Okay. So show us what we got here. This is everything that comes in the box. Yeah? It looks like, you said work placement game? Or?
Yeah, it's a unique worker placement game, though. So normally in a worker placement game, you would have a few workers, and you'd be putting workers down, and you take that action. That's a pretty traditional thing. But in this worker placement game, you are going to start with exactly one worker, and you're going to place that worker on the board, and then you're going to do that action, and then you'll pick up a worker off of the board and do that different action. So every time it's your turn, you're going to have to be thinking about where you want to be putting your workers, because it's going to affect the next person. Like if you really need to get gold so that you can then play a card, but I have placed my guy on this spot where you collect the gold, then it means that your first action of placing has to be somewhere else, and then you can pick up. So if you need to do things in a certain order, this messes you up.
So if it were, as a first player, is there already going to be one of the workers on the board down there?
So there start out as a few workers down here to begin with, and then we each have exactly one. So you could place, say, in this spot here and get some gold, and then you could pick up in this spot and play one of your cards for their secondary action. So that would be your whole turn. And it's pretty simple at the beginning. You're collecting resources, you're playing some of your cards, which are warriors that are going to go out and raid with you.
Can I see one of the cards?
Yeah,
the artwork on these are really cool. They're very cartoony, you know, which is engaging. So let's take a look at the artwork there.
Yeah, it's a very cool style. The artist is called the Miko, and he did all the art in all three of the games in this trilogy, and they're all gorgeous. I love that it connects all the worlds, even though each one of these games is so unique.
Well, like this one that we're showing right now, I mean, he really captured my likeness very well. I can tell that he saw my rage and the fact that I love wearing fur.
Oh man, you must have spent a long time in the studio while he was painting you.
Yeah, it was great. He was very, very nice.
Oh, good. Nice. Now we know your other side.
All right, so let's go through like one round of play, so we can show everybody exactly how this whole game starts and we play it out.
So I'm going to put you kind of in the middle of the game. So you're going to have a few resources here. You're going to have some coins, a few provisions, and so what you're doing in the beginning of the game is collecting these types of things. But then, as you get deeper into the game, you're going to want to go on raids. So the getting resources is pretty straightforward, but once you get up here, what you're going to do is place your meeple, your Viking, into one of these raid spots. And if you had these guys out in front of you, they're going to go help you raid. And on the board, you can see this spot requires one provision. You have several, so you're fine, and 3 warriors to go with you. And
I have 3 warriors.
Yep, so you can go ahead and place your meeple in one of those spots.
All right.
And the first thing that happens is you get a victory point. So you're going to be the blue player, so that's fantastic. You'll go up 1 here. And then you can choose any one of these 3 locations to take all of the plunder. And you also will take a Viking back home with you. So you started out with this black-colored Viking, and it can do basic actions. But now, when you raid, you're going to end up with a gray worker that can do slightly varied versions of those actions in the future.
Oh, okay. So if I were to pick, I would say I like this. This looks good.
Yeah.
Because I already have 3 yellow resources, and then I'll take him back with me?
Nope, he stays there. So he's actually stuck there for the whole rest of the game now, which means that you're going to sort of cycle through most of the basic workers, and you're going to end up with a lot of these more warrior types by the end of the game. The other thing that happens is you went to battle, and you took a Valkyrie token, which is this little black one here. And that means that when you went into battle, one of your warriors was successful in completing their journey to Valhalla. So they died in battle, yes. And that means you have to lose one of your warriors, but you do get to go up on the Valhalla track.
Okay.
Which gives you extra points at the end of the game, and that can be a pretty significant amount. So it's okay to lose some of them, but you also lose the benefits that you would have gained from them too.
Interesting. All right, so I would kill off this one right here, the forager, because, you know.
Oh man, so the forager is kind of nice because when you go to get provisions, she gives you extras. But but that's okay because maybe you already have quite a few provisions, so that's fine.
Right.
So that's all you would do for your turn, and now it would be my turn, and I maybe want to go to this track down here. Oh, but I can't because only white and gray workers can go there. So that's why it's now nice that you have a different color.
Right.
But instead, maybe I also have, over the course of the game, collected several of these provisions. So I maybe want to go to this place as well. I turn in my stuff, I go here, and 2 of my guys died because I had 2 of those Valkyrie tokens. I go up 2 on that track, and I lose 2 of my friends. Bye, guys.
And then what's the win condition on this game?
So win condition is points. You get points from going up. This is the armor track. As we get farther into the game, these lower raid spaces are pretty simple, but as we go farther up, we're going to need armor to be able to battle.
Okay.
So you'll get points. If you have enough armor, you'll get points up on this Valkyrie track, and then you also get points from going to these various places. So at the bottom, we only got 1 track, or 1 point for going on this track, but up here, if we have enough armor, then we'll get extra points for raiding. And if we aren't quite, if we're close to enough armor, but we aren't quite there yet, we can roll the dice depending on what it says here, and we add that amount to whatever our total is that we add up on all of our armor from both this track and from our raiders.
Oh, okay.
And then that's how you get a bunch of points up here. And the game will end once all of these spaces are, all those tokens are gone. You can go there to get extra points as well by turning in resources and getting some points for those. So the trader, the marketplace. And then, or you can end the game by having 5 of these 6 spots emptied. So if you've raided the fortresses a whole bunch, then the game will end. Or if there's no more Valkyrie tokens anywhere on the board. So several different ways to end the game.
Very cool. So that's Raiders of the North Sea.
Yes, by Shem Phillips, and we're doing the whole series, but yes, this one's coming out in October.
All right, so there you go. Look for this and many other games by Renegade at your local game store, and it'll be available, like she said, in October. Thank you, Sarah, for your time.
Thank you.
And we'll be back real soon, I'm sure, to talk with you about some more stuff.
Sounds good.
See you guys later.
Don't forget to subscribe to Game Trade Media, leave a like, and comment on what videos you'd like to see next.